Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch of Nordic live commentary stream here today. And we once again have another commentary here. I apologize for the brief ending of last night's Flames versus Ducks stream. Of course, that stream ended in a really good game, so that made me really happy. But anyways, we got a great one here tonight between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Utah Mammoth. So you look at the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're one of the hottest teams in the NHL, coming off of a rough loss to the Blue Jackets. But before that, they were on a 14-game point streak, and they've overall played very well here this season. You look at the Utah Mammoth, they are riding a 9-game point streak. These are two of the hottest teams in the NHL, two of the hottest goaltenders in the NHL as well. It's going to be a great game. What's up, Rex? What's up, Bond? What's up, Speed Antiques? Who's got Mammoth? You know I got the Mammoth. Big Mammoth fan right here. Let's get ready for tonight's game. So again, already talked about the team. Starting goaltenders tonight for both sides. In net for the Mammoth is Karel Vejmelka, who is undefeated in his last 8 games. Has the most wins of any goaltender this season. On the other side is the second place goalie with the most wins this season, Andrei Vasilevsky, here tonight as well. And again, just two very good teams playing against each other. It's shaping up to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. Vamos Mammoth, we'll see, bro. We will see. But yeah, this is going to be a great one. Puck drop coming up here now in just a moment, as we are live here from Benchmark International Arena in Tampa, Florida. Looks beautiful there. No storms. A lot of yachts. Man, must be nice to have good weather. I always tell my girlfriend I wouldn't mind moving to Florida someday. Moving to Tampa. As we get ready for puck drop here in just a moment. Hope you guys are having a great start to your wonderful Monday. I spent my Monday digging out snow, so that was fun. That's what I was doing all day here before prepping and getting ready for tonight's stream. And the anthems have concluded, and we get ready for puck drop. Let's go more in depth here with the starting goaltenders. Vasilevsky in net for Tampa Bay once again, 22-7-3. with a .918 save percentage this season. On the other side, Karel Vizmelka, who's one of the hottest goalies in the NHL as of late, 25, 11, and 2 with a .901 save percentage. Overall, he's had a great season. It is Mikhail Sergachev's second time returning to Tampa Bay since being traded back in 2024. Captain Clayton Keller and the Mammoth looking to get themselves into the playoffs. And 2 big points here on the line. It's Mammoth versus Lightning, and we are underway. Faceoff is won by Tampa. They try and dump it to center. Now Sergachev on the right side battling for it with Gord. Trying to break that one free. Played back down low. There's Darren Radish, who has had a phenomenal season. Will dump that one into the Mammoth zone. Poke checked ahead then by Marino. Here's Cole then up to Schmidt. Schmidt pass to center. Now down low, racing forward is Schmaltz, battling alongside Moser, who skated 3.5 miles on the ice in the game against the Blue Jackets. Down low here now, Mammoth pick up the puck. It's Marino, cross-ice pass over to Schmidt, as Nate Schmidt here will break it through center. Tampa Bay dealing with a lot of injury problems. You look at their blue line, it's a lot of guys who were not there at the start of the season. Cleared to center now. Sorelli will backhand a pass down low into the zone for Hagel. Hagel now in the corner trying to break the puck free. Sorelli cleared around then behind the net. Fed back up to the point. Chernak dumped down low. Cough's been acting up a little bit today. Mammoth pick up the puck here now in their own end. It's Jack McBain trying to bank that one to center. It goes off the boards now. Back to Vizmelka behind the net. Played forward then to Dylan Guenther. Here's Guenther now through center. Shoots it. And it goes wide of Vasilevsky. Now back to center. Bolt's trying to get a stick on that puck. It ends up being dumped all the way back into the Utah zone. Here's Ian Cole off the boards then for Barrett Hayden. Hayden rushes into the zone. A backhand there on Vasilevsky is denied. Now Peterka battling for it. Played back down low. Fed up to the point by Boots. Cole shoots it. Save. Rebound in front. Slides just wide of Vazzy. Now Boots down low. Feeds it up to the point. Cole waits. Will backhand that one down low. Carcone trying to play that puck. Boot battling for it as well. Peterka trying to get that puck free. Lightning trying to pick that one up. Fed up to the point. Kept in by Utah. Shot gloved by Vasilevsky. You look at Tampa Bay's blue line here heading into this game. It's Moser, Radish, Groshev, Chernak, Carlisle, and Crozier. This is a blue line that has taken a lot of hits. You're missing Victor Hedman. You're missing Ryan McDonough. You're missing DeStaus. It's a very, very, very injured blue line here in Tampa Bay, and the fact that they've been able to put up the numbers they have, even with those injuries, is just nothing short of impressive. Here's Schmidt, a shot. It's blocked now. Tampa plays it back to center. Bjorkstrand over to Chernak. Chernak rushing into the zone. Fires it. Saved by Vizmelka as the two of them slide into the boards. Played back now on the right side. Mammoth break it out to center. Stenlund pass up into the zone and offsides at the Lightning blue line. Guenther maybe a goal and an assist. We'll see. Yeah, a lot of injuries for Tampa Bay. They're missing quite a few of their guys. Been a brutal stretch of couple weeks here for Tampa Bay, but the fact that they've been able to put together the season they've had in light of all those injuries, it makes it even better. Face off here now at center ice. Tampa wins the draw. It'll be dumped back down low into the zone. Vizmelka as the puck goes into the zone for, I believe, an icing. So I actually missed that. Taking credit out of my tax term, definitely investing with Nordic to keep my credit lines growing. Love it. I love to hear that. So you take a look at the full injury report for Tampa Bay here as it loads up on my screen. I'll read it into the next TV stoppage. Puck clear down low into the Utah zone. Now Sergachev off the boards. Now kept in by Crozier. Back down low in the corner. Trying to move that puck is the likes of Bjorkstrand. Fed back up to the point. Chernak can't keep it in. Crozier forced back out to center. Played over then Bjorkstrand. Dumps it into the zone. Here's Nick Paul. Comes in. Fires it. Save by Vizmelka, not allowing any rebounds there. Now Dursey played back forward to Sergachev, kept in by the Bolts. Racing forward is Gord, now battling for it. Sergachev will bank that one off the boards here and move it to center. Trying to move that puck was Yamamoto, stolen back by Gord. Gord wraps it around in the Utah zone, tries to feed a pass to center, and Moser cannot get that pass in time. Battling for it down low, Yamamoto played back then to Sergachev, who will bank it up to center. It's Stenlund back to Captain Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller now breaks it through center. We were supposed to commentate the Mammoth last Wednesday. I am still pinching myself because I chose to take the night off and not commentate that game. But, man, that game was phenomenal. Dumped down low into the zone now. Gergensen's battling for it with DeSimone. Back in the corner here is Gord. Gord tries to throw it to center. It's broken up then by the Mammoth. In front! Jamming at that puck was Gord. What an effort. And it stays out. Has made you feel like the Dodgers can see where the NHL thrives with the cap. Yup, definitely. Here's Krause now through center to Keller. 3-on-2. Back to Cole. A shot gloved by Vasilevsky. Rebound was there. Played back down low. Pass in front. Krause can't get that puck in time. Played back to Schmaltz. Schmaltz cycling at the point. Moves it around now to the right side. Pass up to the point. Krause over to Gunther. A shot. And that one goes up and above Vasilevsky. Taken back then by the Bolts here through center. It's Hagel who will come into the zone. Loops it back around, trying to feed that puck up to the point. Now Cirelli battling for it behind the net. Picked back up then by McBain. Through center. Gunther to McBain. Off the boards then as Carconi could not get that puck in time. Cleared back into the Tampa Bay zone. Off the boards now, it's Groshev trying to move that puck. Utah gets it back down low. McBain pass over, a shot. And that one goes too high. Now Schmidt tipped in front by Gunther and into the chest of Vasilevsky as we get some pushing and shoving here in front of the Tampa Bay net. So offensive zone chances here for both teams. We are about 6 minutes into this first period. Still a scoreless hockey game. And you look at the full injury report here for Tampa Bay. You have Braden Point, who is not playing tonight, lower body injury. You have Ryan McDonough, Victor Hedman, Emil Lilleberg, and Charles-Edouard Destaus. 4 of those 5 guys I mentioned are defensemen. So their defensive core has been absolutely just depleted to no end here. Face off here now down low in the Tampa Bay zone, trying to bank that one off the boards, taken back by Gensel, who tries to bank it to center. Lightning get it back. They will dump it here into the Utah zone. Sergachev down low looking for options. Try to play that one back to center. Tampa gets it back here now, dumping it into the zone. And racing for it behind the net is Schmidt. Back for Yamamoto. Through center now, Boot. Boot down the right side, dumps it here into the Tampa Bay zone. Now it's Chernak battling for it with Peterka. Boot keeps it in the zone. Down low then. Hayden a shot. Save. Rebound was in front. But Vasilevsky keeps it out. Here they come now through center. It's Dominic James, who we commentated his first NHL goal. Battling forward here now in the corner. Trying to get that one free. Boots will play it back behind the net. Then the Cole. Ian Cole gets it back down low. Utah banks it off the boards then through center. Peterka will dump that one into the Tampa Bay zone. Now it's Crozier behind the net who holds it for the Bolts. Shots are 6-4 Utah here in this first period. Banked all the way into the Mammoth zone. Picked back up then by Marino. Loose puck down low then. Nick Paul will feed it up to the point. Now Crozier waits. Fires it. Just goes wide of Vizmelka. Trying to clear that one the other way is the Mammoth. They get it out to center. Now Paul back to Crozier. Crozier through center. Dumped into the Utah zone. Battling for it then is Sergachev. Trying to get that one off the boards. Battling with Jack Finley, who is down here with the Bolts today. Bjorkstrand now down the right side. Battling for it with Stenlund. Stenlund trying to get that puck free here in the corner. Battling for it as well with Finley. Just a battle in between the boards. Finally the Mammoth will clear to center. Shot 6 for Utah here in this first period. Scoreless. Through center now. Tampa will dump that one into the zone. Schmaltz try to play it back to center. Krause battling for it. And the Lightning go offsides as Holmberg was too far across the line. No score here in this first period. 12.5 minutes to go in Tampa Bay. Thank you all for tuning in as always. Be sure to subscribe down below and like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. Hey, Rex! With yet again another $5 donation. Thank you, Rex. Thank you for keeping me employed for all these years. Seriously, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. As always, man. You're the best. So you want to look at Utah's injuries. The Mammoth, without Logan Cooley, who did participate in the optional skate today with a non-contact jersey. He has been out since December 5th, so we're coming up on 2 months since his last game he's played. And the Mammoth have been very good without him, but getting him back there as reinforcements in your center core could be very, very useful. As for DeStaus, who is a defenseman, he was obviously placed on injured reserve. He suffered an injury against the Blue Jackets on Saturday, if I'm correct. In the UPS truck. No problem, man. Listening from the UPS truck. The water's good. All right. So, 12.5 minutes to go in this first period. Shots are 6 for Utah. They've come out here and played better. They're honoring the... Is that the in-arena announcer? Oh, no, he's the radio broadcaster. Congratulating the radio play-by-play announcer calling his 2,000th game tonight in Tampa Bay. Wow, 2,000 games. That's honestly incredible. Congratulations to Dave Mishkin. Again, you don't really listen to the radio commentaries unless if you're obviously in Tampa Bay, but those guys do great work. And I mean, that's pretty much what I'm doing here. Just with me on a face looking at a TV screen, that's pretty much what I'm doing. So I always appreciate those radio commentators. At the point now, shot is blocked and cleared all the way out to center. I really only listen to the radio baseball commentators. Hockey is a little difficult for me. For baseball, though, I can listen to radio baseball commentators. Here's Schmaltz then down low, back over to Sergachev. Utah regroups it here in their own zone. Keller to Schmidt. Drops it back then through center now. It's McBain off the boards. Will try and bank it down low. He's interfered with there and dumped back into the Utah zone for an icing. And great movement here by the Mammoth. And for Utah, with the best record in January, tied with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So again, as I said, these two teams, 9-1-1 in January so far, each of them looking for their 10th win this month. Both of them have been collectively red hot. And that's why when I was looking ahead to the schedule, I'm like, these aren't the most appealing teams, but they're two of the hottest teams in the league. How do I feel about the Bruins game? They should beat the Rangers. I'm waiting for a Carson Soucy trade to be announced. They held Carson Soucy out of the lineup today. Here's Schmidt then clearing it down low. McBain battling for it. Down low now, Marino pass in front, and Hagel can't get that puck. Kept in, though, by the Lightning. Down low now, Kucherov. Back over then, Cirelli. Up to the point then, Chernak. A shot gloved by Vejmelka. Become my radio at work when he covers Ducks games. I'll pop in. Yeah, I'm so mad. I was streaming Ducks last night. I lost power, and then Beckett Seneca scores a hat trick. And an overtime winner. Like, come on, dude. Are you serious? The one time where, like, you know, my screen, where, like, I lose power, that happens. Frustrating. But thankfully, I got it back pretty quickly. So, I'm okay with it, I guess. At least I could commentate this game. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. But I do appreciate that. I mean, again, people do kind of look at me as a radio guy. People say I would be a very good radio commentator. I would love to do that at some point. Down low here now in the Utah zone. Banked back over then for Gensel. Down low, James. Cleared back behind the net then. Gonzalez will dump it down low as well. Tampa gets it back. Gonzalez to the point. Fires it. Deflected and wide of Vejmelka. Play now through center. Utah trying to break it into the zone. Here's Gensel. Through the zone, back over then to James. Gensel through the zone, down low into the Utah zone. Here's Kevin Stenlund. Trying to break this one through center. Stenlund into the zone, pass back, tipped up in the air and out of play. Yeah, no problem. I didn't recognize your name, Speed Antiques. But welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. We do commentaries of all 32 teams. Tonight we chose Bolts and Mammoth. Showing off Andrei Vasilevsky. Last 12 starts, 11-0-1, a 1.87 and a 9.19. So for a guy who keeps track of the goalie stats, I'm very satisfied hearing those numbers. It means we're in for a good game. Vasilevsky playing in his 7th commentary stream tonight. Vejmelka playing in his 6th. Face-off here now in the Lightning zone is blocked by a Keller shot. Now Krause's rebound goes wide. Down low now, Holmberg. Off the boards behind the net then. Here comes Radish through the zone. Holmberg tips it over. It's a turnover immediately. Mammoth get it back. Schmaltz looking for options. Will just try and backhand it into the zone. Goes off of Radish. Down low then Moser. Played back for Gord. Gord. Off the boards here to center. Gensel trying to move it through the zone. Radish dekes in. Looks. Waits. Gets taken back to the outside by Dursey. Radish feeds it up to the point. Shot deflected off of Vejmelka. Played back then by Clayton Keller. Here's Keller now through center to Schmaltz. Schmaltz tries to warp it back around. Pass in front. And a glove save by Vasilevsky on Kailer Yamamoto. What a stop. Scoreless hockey game here in Tampa. Authentic pro away Ducks jersey with Seneca. That'd be a sick. Yeah, if he wins the Calder. Which, honestly, like, I think people don't like to admit it, but there's a more realistic chance he wins it than people think. I'm just going to be honest with you. There's a more realistic chance that Seneca wins it than anybody else. Like, that kid's been on an insanity run. It's been nuts. It's difficult, though, because when you look at the Calder race, like, you got, I'd say the 4 for me are Demidov, Schaefer, Seneca, Wallstead you could throw in there as the 4th. Like, making a top 3, like, it's going to be really hard trying to keep one of those guys out of there. Like, even Wallstead, if you want to really argue, like, if you want to argue with Wallstead, like, the games played and all that, oh, he's not on, like, you know, a team where he's carrying them like Dustin Wolf was, that's still a pretty hard out at number 4. Hope the Elephants score, so double down Lightning. Agree, definitely have a great skill centimeter. Yeah, I know. I mean, I really just do it for fun, honestly. I like updating the stream after I do it. I enjoy it. It's fun. But I appreciate you thinking it's badass. I think that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. And I mean, I always never really had an opportunity to keep track of stats like this, and this is just like a perfect opportunity. I keep adding more to it too. Like we we're starting to jot down like multi-point games, multi-goal games. So, and again, like the more commentaries we do, the more we're just writing history. It's awesome. First Duck rookie I've followed since pre-draft since Corey Perry. Yeah, the other, I mean, it's a really good class this year, as it is pretty much every year. But like I actually like lean Seneca a lot. Banked off the boards here now in the Tampa zone. That was a long commercial break. Utah trying to play it here through center, backhanded down low, racing for it. Then it's Tanev battling for it here in the corner. Paul played back to center. Through the zone now, Finley trying to warp that one back around. Stolen back by the Mammoth, banked out to center. Now Tanev. Back over then for Cole. Cole off the boards for Yamamoto. Here's Cole back over then Dursey, intercepted by the Bolts through his skate. Now Paul trying to bring that one into the zone. Taken back then by Utah. Shots are 7 apiece here in this first period. 8:40 left to go. Scoreless hockey game. Cleared into the Tampa Bay zone off the boards now. It's Groshev with the puck. Yeah, plenty of new faces here on the Tampa Bay Lightning roster. We'll do a couple of player spotlights here throughout this stream tonight for sure. Puck is backhanded into the bench by Max Crozier. And the specific guy that I want to talk about here first, and again, you look at Tampa Bay, they have plenty of blue liners. I want to look at Maxim Groshev, who is playing in his first game since December 28th against Montreal. He has 13 points in 35 games played with the Syracuse Thunder in the American Hockey League. And again, called up to the plate in light of Distills' injury. It's the depth you want. Again, this is a guy who been down below with Syracuse, has put up solid numbers, and bringing him up here, he's been all right. Schmidt, a shot is blocked down low into the corner. Hagel now will play it to center. Racing for it with speed is Crozier, trying to play that one to center. Bank back around then behind the net by Marino. Kucherov battling for it down low. Cirelli clears it around now behind the net. Banked all the way out to center. Crozier off the boards for Declan Carlisle, who will dump that one into the Utah zone. Schmidt dumped down low then for Marino. Played to center. Kucherov intercepted. Here's Barrett Hayden now through center. 3-on-2. Peterka down low to Hayden. Shot saved by Vasilevsky once again. Tampa trying to clear that out of their own zone. Kucherov here down low below the goal line. Back over to James. Poke checked by a Mammoth and kept in the zone. Shots 9-7 Utah. Shot from the point from Sergachev goes down low to the corner. Now Peterka battling for it with Khrushchev. Banked over then. Gensel will play it ahead for Cirelli. Sergachev gets there first. Play down low then for Boots. Boots with some room. Wraparound chance. And that one is backhanded into Vasilevsky, who makes his 10th save of the game. Down low now. Boot battling for it with Barrett Hayton. And it's a little tie-up here in the corner, trying to get that one free. Gensel fighting for it with Radish. Puck comes free then up to the point. Here's Dursey, a shot saved by Vasilevsky again. And the Bolts will get it and clear all the way out to center. Here they come. Gensel through the zone. Poke checked by Sergachev. What a poke by Mikhail Sergachev. I believe him and Gensel never played together, right? Because Gensel came in the same year that he left. Here's Schmaltz now, who loops that puck around here in the Utah zone. Now Nick Schmaltz will attempt to break it through center. Now Clayton Keller comes in. Keller to Schmaltz. Keller, pass down low. Lightning break it up now. It's Radish off the boards. And trying to play that one ahead is Gord. Gord will backhand that one all the way back into the Utah zone. Carconi battling forward with Holmberg. Keller trying to bank that one off the boards. Played ahead then to Schmaltz, who will clear it all the way out to center. And now Tampa Bay will regroup here in their own end. And icing here against the Mammoth, actually, with just under 6 minutes to go. Still a scoreless hockey game in this first period. Again, looking furthermore into Groshev from Agurs, Russia. 3rd round pick back in 2020, 6'2", 196 pounds. Spent his time in the KHL the last couple of seasons before coming over to Syracuse in 23-24. Has had 44 points during his time there. Off the boards now, Tampa Bay trying to clear it to center. In the Utah zone, banked back out into the Lightning zone. Now Radish off the boards for Cirelli, trying to chip that one down low. At center ice, Stenlund. Broken up then by Hagel, poke checked away. Taken back by Kucherov, who will clear it back into the zone. Now Marino. Off the boards then Yamamoto, played back to Tanev, who tries to break it through center. Now Schmidt. Through the zone, 5 minutes to go in the first. Here's Stenlund, waits, pass over. He should have shot that. Puck slides into Vasilevsky, who will just cover her up. And we will go to commercial break once again. 4:53 remaining in the first. Scoreless, still in Tampa. And again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Please like the stream. Fun fact about Groshev, this is only his second NHL game, played previously against Montreal. He had his first career point in that game, an assist. The other guy that I wanted to look at here who's had more general NHL experience is Max Crozier. When we were looking at Groshev, not a lot of NHL experience. Crozier, 49 games played in his career. He's playing in his 50th career NHL game tonight. Has 12 points during that stretch. Games spanning back to 23-24. He's been mostly down below with the Syracuse Crunch, but for most of this season has been up with Tampa Bay and came from Providence College. Played 4 years there. Was a 4th-round pick in 2019. So again, a lot of just new faces here on this Tampa Blue line that, you know, they don't really get acknowledged that much, but when you're missing guys like McDonough, Hedman, it creates opportunity. And that's why we've seen these newer guys come up and get these chances again. Stos, like, who thought that he was going to be as good as he was, maybe besides Tampa Bay fans. So it's been great to see. Looking at J.J. Moser, who was named to the Switzerland Olympic team, will play in the Olympics this coming February. We'll be live for 4 preliminary games, followed by a few playoff and medal games as well. We'll be live for the gold medal game for sure. Down low here now in the corner. Schmaltz battling for it. Bank back off the boards. Here's Pontus Holmberg. Trying to play it to center. Holmberg through the zone. Will dump that one down low into the Utah end. In the corner now, Gergensen's trying to play it free. Back around now behind the net. Fed back up to the point for Radish. Radish cleared down low now. Gergensen's racing for it. Shot from Tampa Bay on the right side is blocked. Pass in front. Radish a shot. Fans on the puck. And taken back then by Gord, who will dump that one down low. Holmberg behind the net, being tied up by Sergachev. Holmberg off the boards here to the point. Shot goes wide with that point shot. Now Keller takes it back, feeds it to center. Here comes Schmaltz now through the zone. Schmaltz to Gunther. Gunther moves in, shoots it wide. And out of play. And that puck went off of Moser. So again, you expect a game here between two of the hottest teams in the NHL this month to be a close one. Not a lot of goals, I would imagine. It's probably going to be like a 2-1 game if I had to guess. Showing off Pontus Holmberg. 8 goals, 7 assists this season in 44 games played, averaging about 13 minutes of ice time. Came from Toronto in the offseason. Face-off in the Tampa Bay zone, won by Utah. Now Schmidt at the point, fires it wide of Vasilevsky, pass to center, and broken up there by Gage Gonzalez. Gonzalez tries to throw it to center. Carcone battling forward off the boards. Gensel to point. Or, sorry, not point. James. Why did I say point? Here's Carcone now through center Marino. Carcone. Pass back then down low. Gunther a shot. And it goes out of play yet again. So Gunther just firing pucks into the netting above. And you take a look at Tampa Bay's Olympians representing their countries in Milan. You have 10 players here from, 5 different nations. 3 of them from Canada, 2 of them from Switzerland, 2 from Sweden, 1 from the United States, 1 from Czechia, and 1 from Denmark. So I guess 6 different nations there. And Tampa Bay keeping up the diversity. They are, I believe, towards the top with the team with the most Olympians. I think they're up there with Vegas. I remember seeing a chart about it a couple weeks ago in a broadcast. Face-off won by Tampa Bay. They will clear it out to center. Stolen back then by Sergachev. Banked off the boards now. It's Kucherov moving it through center. Pass down low. A shot goes off of Vejmelka and out of play. And a good chance there for Hagel. Hagel Bagel. I'm going to make that a thing. Hagel through the bagel. Face-off coming here now in the Utah zone. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe if you're new down below. Face-off one here by Utah. Keller will clear that one into the Tampa Bay zone. 3 minutes to go in this first period. Here's Cirelli. Drops it back then to Hagel. Hagel a shot. Tipped down low into the corner. Now Kucherov picking it up here on the right side. Radish. Down low to Kucherov. Back here in the corner now. Hagel trying to play it back. A whistle is blown as Kucherov, I think, took a stick to the hand, and that is not good. He looks like he's in pain. He'll go to the bench. And I think a penalty is coming up here against the Mammoth. In light of that, we shall see. Yeah, there will be. It's Sergachev. So, former Tampa Bay Lightning there taking a penalty, and we will see the Lightning get the first power play of the game tonight. And looking at that play, yeah, that is a slash for sure. It doesn't look intentional. It looks like you're reaching for the puck, but that is a slash. Face-off here now in the Utah zone. Tampa Bay's power play 15th. And they will have to manage it without Kucherov on the ice. Face-off won by the Bolts. Paul back to James. James at the point. Pass to center. Intercepted Gonzalez. A shot. Save. Rebound in front. Jabbing at that puck was Paul. He could not get it through. Now James to Schmidt, who will clear it out to center. Moser back then for Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Moser. Moser dekes into the zone to center. Gets poke checked away. Taken back then by Gonzalez. Point then to Gensel. Gensel to Moser. To Gonzalez. Down low to Gensel. Back to Gonzalez. Moser here now at the point. Moser to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Moser at the point. Pass back then to James on the right circle. Moser down low to Gonzalez, who is at the goal line. Moser over to James. A shot saved by Majalka. Rebound for Cirelli in front. Slides just wide of Gensel. Gonzalez now at the point. Moser plays it down lower. At least he tries to. Gensel now off the boards for Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Moser. Moser back to Gonzalez. Moves in. Fires it. Save by Vejmelka. And he keeps it out. Great movement by the Lightning here on the power play. Nearly halfway through. They're getting the passes. They're getting the chances. But also good on the Mammoth too. You're keeping them to the outside. You're not giving them any of those grade A opportunities. Vejmelka made a really good save. You're halfway through it. Oh, why did I turn that off? Why is that off? I thought I turned it back. I thought I turned it on. Sorry, guys. I'm going to turn on the power play icon. Face-off off the draw. Mammoth dump it into the Tampa Bay zone. A minute and a half to go in the first period. Radish through center, then the Kucherov. Kucherov breaks into the zone. Pass back over, intercepted by John Marino, who will dump it back into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky back down low then for Radish. Radish pass back up then to Kucherov. Kucherov off the boards. Hagel stolen back then by Utah and cleared into the Tampa Bay zone. Last minute of play here in the first period. Radish will drop it back to Hagel. 10 seconds left on the power play. Kucherov to Gensel. Gensel coming in with speed. Pass back up to the point. Bjorkstrand to Radish. Time winds down on the power play. Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov fires it. Fans on the puck. Pass to center. Bjorkstrand goes wide. Pass over. Intercepted. Kept in though by the Bolts. Radish dumps it down low then. Gensel battling for it with Schmidt. Off the boards now. Gunther takes it back for Utah. Here's a 4-on-2 for the Mammoth. Gunther into the zone. Comes in. Fires it. Off the crossbar. Are you serious? I think Gunther even thought he scored. Are you kidding me? I nearly said he scored. 10 seconds left to go. Mammoth will hold it here in their own end. Now Marino with one last push. Tipped into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky gets it back. 3 seconds, 2-1. And that'll do it. End of 20 minutes of play. And boy, was that a good 20 minutes of play. Shots are 13-10 in favor of the Mammoth. But we are scoreless here. And I think I already told you guys, I knew it was going to be a goalie show tonight with two of the hotter goalies in the NHL since the year flipped over to 2026. All right, that being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of the second period momentarily. Got some stuff to go over here. We'll go over the news around the NHL. We'll go over the other games in the league right now. Hoping I'd be broadcasting the Flyers. Yeah, tried to go with a different team here today. Not sure when I have the Flyers up next, but yeah. I thought about it, but I decided these two teams here are two of the hottest teams in the NHL. So I thought I would go down this road instead, but hopefully the Flyers can get a win tonight against the Isles. Taking a look at our upcoming streams. So obviously we have this one here tonight. On Wednesday, we have Rangers and Islanders. I'm looking forward to that game. Two New York teams. That'll be our first time ever streaming those two teams together. So that should be a lot of fun. On Thursday, we have Avalanche Canadiens, followed by Ducks and Canucks. So, Rex, you get a Duck stream in there. Hopefully I can redeem myself from losing power on the other one. And then that's it for January. We only have 3 more streams left 3 more streams after tonight left in January. So it's kind of unfortunate there, actually. Not a lot of streams in January left to go, but we did quite a few of January streams. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 commentary streams this month. It's absolutely nuts. Toronto's definitely turned over a new leaf on the season. Yep. They were really bad yesterday. We streamed that game. They were not good. News around the NHL. William Nylander was fined $5,000 for the middle finger on stream or on the TV broadcast where he just flipped off the crowd. People were upset about this, but I'm not particularly surprised that this is happening because you've seen it before with players who flip off the middle finger, like when Andrew Ference did it back a couple years ago. He got fined for that. I believe when Ryan Hartman did it, he got fined for that as well. So it's not like they're singling out the Leafs for it. I personally don't have a problem with it. I will say this though. I think like when you're doing it on the ice, it's one thing. When you're straight up like flipping off the TV broadcast, like what are we doing? Like that doesn't seem right. Like I want to know what provoked him to do that. That's what I want to know. What provoked William Nylander to just go and flip off the camera? I actually, when I was streaming the game, I heard them say something about it, but I was looking at my phone. I wasn't really looking at the screen. And then I look up and I see Nylander like move away from the camera. And I'm like, okay, why did he do that? And then I saw the actual thing itself. I don't know. I think it's a little... I think it's a little much to fine him that much money, but these guys are multimillionaires, so it is what it is. You do have, and I will say this too, you do have a profession. You do have a, why am I missing the word? You do have a sense of professionalism no matter what you're doing, whether it's, you're on the ice or off the ice. You have, not a presence. What's the right word? You have a why am I not thinking of the word to say? I can't think of the word. I can't think of what I mean. It's like you have the professionalism. Close enough. You have to have like a sense of professionalism when you're doing those things, and that's what I was like, I don't know. Other news around the league. Apparently, Carson Soucy is going to get traded from the Rangers. He was removed from the lineup tonight ahead of that game due to managerial reasons. And apparently, there was a rumor out there that the Islanders were his desired destination. We'll see if that actually stays true. But looks like that's in the news reportedly right now. LA and Columbus was canceled due to bad weather. Totally agree. Principle. Thank you. Thank you, Uncommon Truth. Your common truth today. Thank you. Yeah, that was the word that I was thinking of. I'm like, what is the word that I'm trying to say? But yeah, that's what I meant. And unless if I'm forgetting something, that's pretty much all the news in the league this week. Let me go look at the Puck Empire, see if I missed anything. I feel like I am missing something. That's Empre. Yeah, Nylander was fined. Soucy, rumored to be traded. There he is up top. Linus Ullmark returned to the lineup last night. Do I think Senators can take the Avs? I'm going to be blunt, no. I'm going to be blunt, no. I don't think... I think the Avs will beat the Sens. It's in Ottawa, though, and Ottawa's been actually not horrible on their homestand after that 7-1 win. So, like, it's not impossible. We'll see. Anything can happen. It's a league where, I will say this, it's a league where anything is possible. So, there you go. But thank you all for tuning in. Still in intermission report here. Thinking about coming up with something new. Thinking about coming up with a new kind of like thing that we're gonna do in streams when it relates to the game. We're gonna like think of like a trivia question. I'm going to come up with a trivia question that relates to, like, the two teams that we're doing or one of the two teams that we're doing. And I'll say it in the first period, and then I will reveal the answer in the third. Would you guys like that idea? Like, for those who kind of tune into every stream, would you guys like that idea? All right, Rex, thank you so much for tuning into the stream, man. I appreciate it. But let me know what you guys would think about that idea. I'll post something onto the community page as well. Tomorrow we have a rookies update for the month of January. So that'll be tomorrow's video. Sorry, grabbing my notebook here really quick. So tomorrow we're talking rookies. We're also going to do a NHL, and I'm still kind of trying to debate how I want to do it, but always down for the trivia. Great. All right, I'll do it. Prepare for that starting Wednesday. Come up with a trivia question for you guys to answer. And I'll make like a little graphic and I'll put it on the screen. All right, first intermission. You're still in Tampa Bay. Sounds good. Go Wings. What's up? I wouldn't know. Welcome, bro. Yeah, not sure if there's a wing stream coming up, sadly, for a little bit. Yeah, looking at my schedule, I don't see anything here. We have a lot of, I'm trying in the month of February before we go to the Olympic break, I'm trying to stream more of the teams we haven't streamed that much this year. So, we'll be live for Tampa Bay again for the Stadium Series on February 1st. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be live on Sunday the 1st for the Stadium Series. That will be stream number 159, which is crazy. And that will also be stream number 79 on the year. Nuts. Absolutely crazy. We're coming up on like 100 commentaries this year. It's crazy. Maybe we'll do something special to celebrate that. Your wife loves trivia? Maybe she'll love the questions I ask. I got to come up with something for tomorrow. I appreciate that. I wouldn't know. Thank you. I do my best. Don't worry. I'm sure my schedule's not like set in stone, so maybe I'll change some of the games around. But I plan, we're going to have a Penguin stream in February. We're going to have a Jet stream in February. I think we have 2 Pred streams in February. So trying to get teams in there that we really haven't done that much. Because I'm all about growing the audience. And again, if I just do the same teams over and over again, yeah, more people will tune in. But generally, I'm not attracting other fan bases. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here in the month of February, in light of the Olympics coming up as well. All right, says we got about, that's definitely not right. We definitely don't have 15 minutes till the end of the first intermission. All right, says we got about 5 minutes till the start of the second period. We're on the tail end here of this first intermission. Let's take a look at the other scores around the NHL here tonight around the league. Three other games in the NHL tonight. Bruins and Rangers. 2-1 lead for the Rangers at the end of 20 minutes of play. Miller, Cooley, and Lindholm with the goals. Flyers, Islanders, 1-0. Islanders at the end of 20 minutes of play. It's John Gabriel Pageau who lights the lamp in that game. And then later on tonight, I will be catching the tail end of this game, watching it myself. But Ducks-Oilers is the later game there on the slate. No games tomorrow, or no streams tomorrow. We'll be back on Wednesday for Rangers Isles. Tomorrow you have a great slate, 10 games tomorrow. And we'll go over those in the second intermission. All right, second period coming up here in just a moment. Live from Tampa Bay, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new down below. It is very, very greatly appreciated. New Northern Block podcast tomorrow. Oh, this is a freaking Q&A. Not what I wanted. All right, there we go. Okay. Third period. Second period coming up in a moment. Do I ever hang at the Jimmy G's Railroad House? I've never been there. Never been. I would love to go to a radio recon with Eric, but the problem is I work every Tuesday. So it's like that's why there's no commentaries on Tuesdays. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. There's never any commentaries on Tuesdays. So it's always because I'm at work that I never able to go to one, but me and my girlfriend will probably go at some point. Wouldn't mind going, but thing is just, money is a virtue with us. We're trying to save our money a lot more, so not really going out as much, but we do want to try it out. Alrighty, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 here live from Tampa Bay between the Lightning and the Mammoth. First period recap, no goals in that middle frame. It was a scoreless first period, a great period though, by both the goaltenders. You look at your stats through 20 here in Tampa Bay. Shots were 12-11 Mammoth. Face-off percentage was 61% in favor of Utah. Penalty minutes, the Mammoth had 2. Tampa Bay had 1 power play, and they could not convert. Hits were 7-4 Utah. Block shots, 7-2 Tampa Bay as we get ready for the start of the second period here in just a moment. These two teams facing off in the second of 2 games here in this season series. Tampa Bay took the first one at the beginning of November in Utah. And the Mammoth are looking to split the series. Tampa looking to sweep here in the rubber match of this series. Plenty of chances by both teams in that first period. I thought the Mammoth specifically, they were getting a lot of high danger chances. Vasilevsky being forced to make some pad saves and glove saves. But same can be said for Vizmelka. With great pressure from both sides. Alrighty, period number 2 here live from Tampa, Florida. It's pretty warm down there. Wish it was warm up here in Pennsylvania, but sadly it's not. Whatever. All right, period numero 2 between the Lightning and the Mammoth is officially underway. Face-off is blown dead, so we're not underway. All right, now we're underway. Face-off won here now by the Lightning. Now Radish play it down low. Radish back over then for Moser. Brings it through center. Dumps it into the Utah end. Off the boards now. Keller played back to Schmidt. Schmidt back then for Marino. Marino here in the Utah zone. Krause over then for Schmaltz. Schmaltz to Keller. Dumps it into the Tampa Bay zone. Behind the net then Gergenson's battling forward with Schmaltz. Gergensen gets it back now. Regroups here in the Tampa Bay zone. Now Radish through center. Holmberg. Pass back over then. Taken back then by Gergensons here in the corner. Gord throws it up to the point. Here's Groshev. Comes in, fires it, and it goes wide of Vizmelka. Gord at the point. Shot on net, deflected in front. Stolen back then by Marino. And Marino will break it now through center. Played off the boards now. Carcone comes in. Michael Carcone slides it around now behind the net. Picked back up then by Tampa Bay. Gord over then for Groshev, who feeds it through center. Now Tampa dumps it back into the Utah end. Here's Marino down low. Banks it off the boards. It comes all the way back out to center. Now getting it back is Groshev here in the Tampa Bay zone. Racing forward now is James. Throws it past the center. Saved by Vizmelka as the puck did not get to Gonzalez, I believe that was. I don't think that counts as a shot. We'll see if it does. Those ones are difficult because, like, you're trying to pass it and it just slides into the goalie. Here's Gonzalez back to James. James comes in, fires it. Save by Veggie. That will be a shot for sure. Bank now down low in the corner here now. James cross-ice pass for Holmberg. Fed up to the point then. James back over to Carlisle. A shot goes wide. Bank back on that then. Crozier. Back up then for Carcone, intercepted by the Bolts. Gensel pass over, and James could not get that backdoor play. And the Mammoth take it back the other way. It's a 3-on-3 through center. Paterka back to Boot. Boot kind of loses his balance and can't properly get to that puck in time. Here's Hagel now holding it here in the Tampa Bay zone. It's Carlisle now behind the net. Bolts will look for options here now as they move it through center. Into the zone, it's dumped down low and taken back by Utah. Racing it through center, Yamamoto dumps it into the Tampa Bay zone. Yamamoto battling for it on the right side with Hedman. Off the boards for Hagel. Back over then for Stenlin, who dumps it into the Tampa Bay zone. Yamamoto down low in the corner, trying to feed a pass to center, comes back up to the point. Here's Schmidt, wait, slap shot, goes wide. It was blocked through traffic. Now Hagel banks it off the board, trying to break that one to center. He'll opt to regroup here in the Tampa Bay end. 3 minutes gone in this second period. Tampa Bay already with 3 shots to open this up, but none of them successful. Off the boards, it's a bank pass all the way back into the Utah zone. Now Vizmelka battling forward with Holmberg. Played back down low. Now it's Marino, who will clear all the way out to center. Stolen back then by Tampa Bay down low here in their own zone. It's Gord off the boards. Cross-ice pass. And broken up then by the Mammoth. Now Schmaltz battling forward with Gord here down low behind the net. Vizmelka steals it and covers it up. Sometimes that's the smart play to go with. Probably gonna have to go to the bathroom soon. I had tacos for dinner. Face-off coming here now in the Mammoth zone. Great play here by Tampa Bay to open up this second period. Face-off won by the Mammoth, not the Bolts. Here's Utah now through center. Cole banks it off the boards. Then Stenlund dumps it down low into the zone. Behind the net then. Down low, Gunther. Gunther moves to center. A shot. Goes back down low then for Stenlund. Here on the right side, feeds it up to the point. Now Carconi, a shot tipped by a Mammoth stick. And out of play. A little tired. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. As always, please subscribe down below if you're new. We're getting slightly closer to 4,400. We're just under 30 subscribers away now from that milestone. Face-off coming here now in the Tampa Bay end. They will kick Sorelli out there, bring in Hagel. Now face-off here, won by the Bolts. Trying to clear that one is Khrushchev. Kept in the zone then by Utah. Down low, Barrett Hayton. Back for Boot. Boot tied up with Khrushchev in the corner. Hagel trying to break that puck free. Taken back then at the point. DeSimone to Peterka. Shoots it, deflected in the air, back down low now to the corner. Utah trying to take it back. Here's Boot. Feeds it up to the point. Kept in then by DeSimone. Back over then down low for Dursey, who fires it on. And it goes back behind the net. Picked back up then by Hayden. Off the boards, Peterka. Plays it down low, or at least he tries to, and a whistle is blown here for a penalty. And it looks like it will be against the Bolts. So the Mammoth will get a power play here. Their first of the game. Brandon Hagel will go to the box for holding. And we will see a Lightning, or not a Lightning power play, a Mammoth power play coming up. And yeah, there you go. Holding call there on Brandon Hagel with 15:15 left to go. Shots are now even here at 13 apiece. And we will get a Mammoth power play. We'll see what they can do. Face off here now in the Tampa Bay zone, won by the Mammoth. Mammoth power play, bottom 5 in the NHL. Gunther a shot denied by Vasilevsky. Played back up to the point now. Cleared down low into the corner. Utah playing against one of the best power plays in the league, or PKs in the league. So not a great outcome here likely to come. Down low here now in the Mammoth zone, it's Sergachev with speed. He'll drop it back then for Schmaltz. Sergachev receiving some boos here in the crowd. Cleared by the Bolts all the way back into the Utah zone. Here's Vizmelka back for Sergachev. Sergachev will drop it back for Schmaltz. Schmaltz pass to Keller. Keller through center. Banked up to Sergachev. Sergachev played down low, racing forward to Schmaltz. Cross-ice pass down low then for Hayden. Back behind the net then for Keller. Keller clears it down low. Schmaltz feeds it up to the point. Sergachev to Gunther. Down low, Keller pass over. Saved by Vasilevsky. What a stop. It was a perfect tic-tac-toe, and they could not connect. What a stop by Andrei Vasilevsky. Are you serious? Here's Sean Dursey now breaking it through center. Krause will bank it off the boards back into the Tampa Bay zone. Chernak steals it right back and clears it down the other way with 30 seconds to go on the man advantage. Here's Dursey now breaking it through center, dropping it back. And Peterka brings it now into the zone. Back over for Krause. Second unit out there now on the ice. Boots to Dursey. Back to Boots. Boots to Carconi. Carconi to Dursey. Dursey here up top with a stickless gourd. Now back to Carconi. Comes into the zone. Down low. Boots a shot. And I think that went off the side of the net. Time winding down here on the power play. Peterka shoots it. Saved by Vasilevsky. The rebound is too far away. That will do it for the power play. Great kill by the Mammoth. Even better kill by Vasilevsky. Banked off the boards, pass to center. Denied by Vasilevsky. Rebound is jabbing at that puck. And now we get some pushing and shoving as Durzi's mask comes off, and there go the gloves as Carlisle pushing into Durzi. And I think that might be a penalty here against Tampa. You see Durzi's helmet come off. Durzi did not even take his gloves off as he was getting punched by Carlisle. I think this will be a penalty. You see this sometimes where they don't drop the player who instigates doesn't drop the gloves, and it looks like that will be another penalty here against. Ooh, is it against? It's a penalty for 2, but I think the Mammoth are going to get a power play out of this though still. And breaking news here tonight: the Islanders are acquiring Carson Soucy from the New York Rangers in exchange for a 2026 third-round pick. So we could be making a video here during the second intermission of this game, or I may be making it afterwards. See what I want to do. So I stand corrected. It'll be 4-on-4 here for 2 minutes. They will give Durzi one as well. Both of them, I imagine, are getting a roughing call here. It's usually what you see. It's very common in moves like that where you see that become the play. But thank you all, as always, for tuning into the channel. Yeah, 2 roughing calls there. Subscribe down below if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. So 4-on-4, we'll get some freed up ice here for the Mammoth and the Lightning is 2 minutes of 4-on-4 coming up. Yeah, Durzi threw some punches with his gloves on, so that's why he was called. Had he just not even did anything, Durzi's got some blood coming out of his nose and his face. Yelling at Carlisle there, all bloodied up. Will it be a Mammoth power play? Say a Mammoth power play on my feed. Is it a Mammoth power play? NHL.com is glitching. I think it'll be a Mammoth power play coming up. So I apologize, guys. Not 4-on-4. It'll be a power play for Utah. Yeah. Tordney talking to the ref. That's what I thought. Because although Durzi did throw punches, he didn't have his gloves off. So Mammoth power player back-to-back here. Sergachev skates right in, shoots it, blocked. And puck deflects out of play. Last Mammoth power play had 3 shots. 0 for 1 with some big saves by Vasilevsky. And that's why the Mammoth are out shooting Tampa Bay here now by 6 in this second period. Face-off in the Tampa Bay zone, won by the Bolts. Now Vasilevsky played back down low. It's nearly cleared. It's kept in by Schmaltz. Schmaltz feeds it back up to Captain Keller. Here's Sergachev. Down low then for Gunther. Gunther here now below the circle. Sergachev to Keller, a shot deflected back into the corner. Here's Hayden then battling for it in the corner is Keller. Schmaltz to Sergachev. Sergachev shoots it. Save, rebounds over. Gunther, a shot. And it goes wide. Vasilevsky was down. It's okay to call them elephants. If anybody can get in contact with Radish, I'll send a message to him. Don't worry. Here's Gunther now into the zone for Utah. Halfway through the Mammoth power play. Sergachev to Hayden. Nice, Peter. Back out to center now. Sergachev holds the puck. We welcome all 32 fans here to the channel. Here's Schmaltz through the zone. Pass back to Gunther. Gunther pass over. And Schmaltz can't finish. 45 to go on the power play. Sergachev Down low then, pass back to Hayden, put it through his legs to Schmaltz. It did not convert. Now in the corner now, Captain Keller. Point then to Gunther, a shot blocked by Gord, and he'll play it to center. Here come the Bolts the other way. It's Radish into the zone. Skates it around now behind the net, loops it around here short-handed. Played back to Hagel. Hagel shoots it, and that one goes wide. Radish dumps it around now behind the net, back to Peterka, fed up to the point for Hagel. Hagel comes in short-handed. He's the only one down there. Hagel, pass back up to center as Tampa Bay will run down the Utah power play. And that'll do it. Great kill by the Mammoth great kill by the Bolts once again. And we stay scoreless here as we cross over the halfway mark. Here's Boot into the zone, knocked over there by a Bolt. Here's Sorelli now, taking it through center. Anthony Sorelli to Hagel. Hagel comes into the zone, being held up there by Peterka, trying to poke check at the center. Played back below the goal line here in the Utah zone. It's Schmidt. Trying to break that one through the neutral zone. He'll get it through and dumps it in to the Tampa Bay end. Yeah, Mammoth, not a good power play, so I would not be that worried. 10:22 left to go in the second period. Two of the hottest teams in the NHL this month. Scoreless here from Florida. And some good chances still for Utah. Crossbar for Gunther in that first period. A couple power play opportunities on that first BP. They've kind of kept Tampa Bay in their own zone for the most part. Shots are now 19-12. Here's Stenlund now taking the draw against Finley. Face-off one back then by the Bolts. Played down low into the corner now. Bjorkstrand banked back up to the point. Played off the boards then. Marino will clear to center. Racing for now is Paul. Paul tried to send a centering pass for Bjorkstrand. Bolts go off sides. Mammoth get a chance to regroup. Yamamoto through center then to Stenlund. Stenlund shoots it just wide. Now Tanev in front. And that puck deflects wide as well as it went off of Stenlund's stick in front. Halfway through the game, halfway through the period. Down low now with the puck, cleared around behind the net. Yamamoto up to the point to Marino. Marino banks it off the boards then for Stenlund. Stenlund battling for it, trying to get that one back as Finley. Now Tanev clears it down low. Pass back to Yamamoto, tried to put that one through the stick. Carcone. Pass back then for Finley. Finley will bank it off the boards and try and get into the Mammoth zone. It's battle for it here at center. Dumped into the Utah zone. Taken back then by Carcone, who will break it through center. DeSimone. Pass back then for Carcone, who can't get that puck in time. Here come the Bolts. Gonzalez. Down low Gensel. Gonzalez pass to center. Finley trying to shoot that puck. Thank you, first try. I appreciate it. Here's Gunther on a rush. Gunther pass back over. Saved by Vasilevsky on Yamamoto. What a stop. I think the Mammoth win. Here's James. Drops it back. Down low James. Pass in front. Saved by Vizmelka, who covers up that puck. What a stop by Vasilevsky on Yamamoto, and we are still scoreless here in Tampa Bay. Shots are 20-13. Nest stream ever. Or 2012. I guess they didn't count that shot. Sorry, I forgot to remove the power play thing. I apologize. Sometimes I forget. First time in live commentary history, these two teams have faced off against each other. Let's go Mammoth. Love to hear that. Great to get a point at least. We play Florida tomorrow, then Carolina on Thursday. Yeah, it's a brutal, it's a big road trip coming up here for Utah. Again, I think you would love to see more points come from them. Again, you're in a competitive Western Conference playoff race. They're in a good spot. Like, they're not outside of a playoff spot, obviously, when you're looking at Utah, but, you know, you want any points you can get. Tampa Bay, I think, they're not firmly, like, in a certain place in the Atlantic. They're battling with Detroit there, but they are 6 points ahead of the team that's chasing them. They're 9 points ahead of Florida, and that's not even including if they win this game tonight. But Utah, they do have a 3-point advantage over the teams that are chasing them. The issue is those teams that are chasing them do have games in hand over them, but you got to win those games in hand for those games to really matter, to be honest. Face off here now in the Utah zone. Schmaltz versus Gord. Face off won by the Lightning. Now Moser cleared back down low. Holmberg battling for it. Taken back then by the Mammoth in their own zone. Keller now through center. Kind of fumbles that puck a little bit. Gives it back then to the Mammoth, who dump it into the Tampa Bay zone. Vasilevsky battling here in the corner. Banked off to center now. Gergensons. Over then for Holmberg. Pass back down low. Stolen back by Sergachev to Keller. Keller comes in. Fumbles the puck. Bolts will clear it. Back to center. Dursey now through the zone. Dump back down low then. Here's Schmaltz now down low trying to play the puck free. Now Radish. Off the boards then in the corner for Moser. Moser will bank it all the way out to center. And Utah regrouping here in their own zone. Marino then down low for Schmidt. Schmidt to Marino. Pass back then for Hayden. Bolts bank it off the boards. Trying to get that one to center. Mammoth intercepted and cleared down the other way. Marino battling for it then with Cirelli. Hagel trying to jab at that puck. Peterka trying to get it free. Hagel battling for it now with Schmidt. Hayden then down low for Marino. Marino will clear out to center. Racing forward is Peterka, battling for it now with Crozier. Tampa will clear out to center. Hagel dumps it down low. Schmidt battling forward with Gonzalez. Behind the net, then Hagel picks it up here in the Utah zone. Trying to throw a pass to James. Broken up then by Marino. Marino down low for Schmidt. Schmidt will attempt to bank it off the boards. Puck will come out to center. And Utah regroups now in their own end once again. 6.5 minutes to go in period number 2. Scoreless here in Tampa Bay. Here's Chernak now dumping it into the zone. Vejmelka plays the puck. Now Ian Cole behind the net. Will try and break it through center. Carconi. Pass ahead then for Crozier, who banks it off the boards. Now James racing it now through center. Gets knocked off by Cole. And that'll be a penalty. And now Cole getting into it here with Nick Paul. Tensions are flaring. Gloves are dropped. They're giving each other a hug. And now they're going at it. Cole versus Paul. It'll be 5-minute majors for the two. But another fight. As those two get into it. And they get into it pretty good. And it seems like they were respectful after that. And now we get a commercial break here, followed by a Tampa Bay power play once all is said and done. 5:55 left to go. Scoreless here in Tampa. Thank you all for tuning in as always. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. If you like the channel and you like the commentary, we do these every single week for all 32 teams. Yeah, Mammoth have a good PK, so at least there's optimism there with that. Bruins Rangers tied 2-2. Interesting. Alrighty, looks like it'll be a 5-on-3. Great opportunity for the Bulls. That's a 5-on-4. It said 5-on-3 for a moment. All right, power play coming up here for Tampa Bay. They've been out of the game here for the last couple of minutes. The Mammoth have kind of given them a lot of the pressure. Tampa Bay with just one shot in this second period, looking to extend that and maybe put one past Vejmelka here in this middle frame. Face-off won by the Bolts. Hagel plays it down low. Finley trying to clear that one into the corner. Schmidt steals it back for Utah, dumps it down the other way. And Jack Finley is going down the tunnel. So another injury there for Tampa Bay. That's not good. Here's Hagel, then back to Kucherov. Kucherov to the point to Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand to Radish. Radish down low then for Hagel. Hagel, pass up to the point. Bolts can't keep it in. It'll come out to center. Now Gensel for Radish. Radish to Gensel here down low in the Tampa Bay zone. Gensel will drop it back to Kucherov. Kucherov to Gensel. Gensel, point then for Bjorkstrand. Back to Radish. Radish to Kucherov. To Gensel now. Kucherov the right circle to Radish at the point. Radish to Kucherov. Down low, Gensel moves in front. Hagel can't tuck that back door. Mammoth clear. Less than 5 minutes to go here in this second period. Still a 0-0 hockey game. Kucherov to Gensel. Puck is forced back into the Lightning zone. Taken back then by Radish. Radish to Kucherov. Dekes in. Shoots it. Save by Vejmelka, who gets it with the pad. Kucherov now moves in. Pass up to the point. Radish a shot. Gloved by Veggie. 97-mile-an-hour shot by Darren Radish. Swiftly denied by Carell. What a game here so far. Scoreless here in Tampa Bay, but chances for both sides. It's been a fun one nonetheless. Here's Stenlund now versus Gensel. Or they'll kick Gensel out. Now they'll put Cirelli in. 2 minute men on the ice for Tampa Bay. Cirelli versus Stenlund. Face-off is blown dead due to a violation, so we will restart that. "26 seconds left on this man advantage." Oh, I'll have to look and see I'll have to look at the goal. I thought about doing that game tonight too, but face-off here in the Utah zone, won by the Bolts. Gensel to Kucherov. Down low, Gensel. Pass over, jabbing at that puck. And it's backhanded out to center by Utah. And they nearly connected there in front. Here's Radish battling for it then with Krause. 10 seconds to go on the Tampa Bay power play. Radish gets knocked down to the ground. Now Hagel trying to play it as Krause's stick was stuck under Radish. Power play is over. Here's Kucherov now into the zone. Pass is deflected back up to the point. Now Moser takes it back. Delayed penalty here for the Mammoth again. Pass to center. Hagel jabbing at that puck. Whistle is blown dead. And we have another Tampa Bay power play coming up. All right, another penalty coming up for the Mammoth. Another power play for Tampa Bay. 3.5 minutes to go in the second, Peter. 3.5 minutes to go in the second. This is the 8th penalty assessed in this period alone. 9th of the game. Both teams yet to score on a power play. And Tampa Bay getting their third opportunity. Shots are 8-3 here in favor of the Bolts. Or 8-3 in favor of Utah in the second period. Off the draw, puck slides into Vizmelka, who will cover. Face-off here now, won by Tampa Bay. Hagel at the point, drops it back to Cirelli. Cirelli over then for Kucherov. Kucherov down low to Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov waits, down low Gensel. Kucherov at the point, shoots it, pass over to Hagel, and he misses the play. Utah takes it back. Here they come, shorthanded. Stenlund will just dump it into the zone. Down low is Sergachev, who has been very active tonight. I think he's trying to score. Here's Kucherov now breaking it through center. 4-on-3. Cirelli comes in. Pass over to Gensel. His stick shatters. Talk about bad timing. Here's Radish back down low then for Kucherov. Kucherov to Gensel with a new stick. Cirelli to Kucherov to Radish to Kucherov. A shot. Save. Rebounds in front. And jabbed away there by Kucherov. Down low now to Gensel. Kucherov at the point. Gensel. Back to Kucherov. Radish to Kucherov now at the right circle. Radish. A shot. And it goes wide. Kucherov to Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Comes to center. A shot. And it goes wide as well. Radish gets it back for the Bolts. Down low now is Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov to Radish. He scores! Darren Radish. Power play goal. And the Lightning lead 1-0. And you give them the opportunities there on the power play, they're bound to connect at some point. Darren Radish, who has been absolutely incredible this season for Tampa Bay, makes it a 1-0 game. Another power play goal. What an intense power play sequence there. Gensel with a shattered stick. Kucherov with a few chances. And Radish shoots it on the glove side of Vizmelka. And the Bolts take a 1-0 lead here in Tampa Bay. And a matchup between two of the best teams in the NHL. At the point now with it is Chernak, who dumps it down low into the corner. Holmberg feeds it up to the point. Moser. Pass down low. Moser gets it back. Deeks into the zone. Backhand. And he fans on it. Tampa Bay with all the momentum here now. Chernak over then for Holmberg. Stolen back then by the Mammoth. Here comes Utah the other way. It's Keller into the zone. Pass back up. A shot. And blocked. Now Holmberg takes it back here for Tampa Bay. Pontus Holmberg moves it through the zone. Down the right side. Pass over. Tipped by Vizmelka's stick. And out of play. Which team on the money line? I believe Tampa Bay's the money line tonight. So Darren Radish assisted by Kucherov and Gensel as the Bolts lead 1-0. And I'm going to be honest with you, had that stick not completely shattered for Gensel, I think that would have been a power play goal either way. So Tampa Bay getting bad luck and good luck I guess you could say. Face off here in the Tampa Bay zone, won by the Mammoth. Now through the zone. And dumping it in is Jack McBain. Bjorkstrand off the boards. Carlisle battling for it. Now Bjorkstrand picks it up down low. Darren Radish, his 14th goal of the year. Through center now, trying to pick that one up is Groshev. Now Dursey off the boards for Gunther. Gunther to Cole. McBain dumps it into the zone. Carlisle battling for it now with McBain. Utah without a shot here the last few minutes. Here's Carconi trying to feed it past the Gunther in front, who can't get it all the way there. Last minute of play in the second period. Carlisle through center now to James. James will bring it into the zone. Dekes around, played back down low into the corner. 40 seconds to go. Utah banks it to center. Racing forward with speed now is Peterka. Chernak will clear that one down the other way off the boards. And an icing against Tampa Bay. Darren Radish in his last 13 games, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points. This guy has been absolutely incredible for the Tampa Bay Lightning this season. Radish scoring his second goal in a commentary stream. Face off here now in the Tampa Bay zone. Peterka. Back to Keller up to the point. Marino, a shot goes wide. 20 seconds to go. Gonzalez banks out to center. Racing for now is Bjorkstrand. Marino plays it back. Here's Schmaltz. He's got Peterka with him. Schmaltz. Back up to the point. Sergachev. Down low Peterka. Pass to center. And it doesn't go through. 2 seconds and 1. And that'll do it. A lot of physicality and a goal in that second period. Darren Radish, with his 14th goal of the season, makes it a 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay through 40 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for the start of the third period momentarily. And in the second intermission, we'll go over this second period, which featured a goal from Darren Radish on the power play. Talk about the other scores around the NHL, as well as a look at tomorrow's games as well. As I completely blank on what I was trying to say. Just give me a second, guys. Going to pull up and get the Radish goal. And I can't even get it yet, so we'll just wait a couple minutes. All right, update the all-time commentary sheet here, and then we'll go over the game itself. We'll review the Radish goal. Kucherov with yet again another assist. Now up to 15 points in live commentary streams. Fifteenth point in a live commentary stream for Nikita Kucherov. 10th assist in a live commentary for Gensel. Bolts boys are cooking. All right, let's go over that Darren Radish goal. So obviously it's on the power play. No problem, Justin. Thank you for coming in and supporting me. Let's go over the Radish goal here. Obviously, it's on the power play. Great passing moves by the Bolts. It goes behind the net to Gensel, who just gives it up to the point to Cooch. Pass back over to Radish, who takes a 1-T, and it goes low blocker on Vejmelka to give the Bolts a 1-0 lead. Again, you see on this, it's great movement by the Tampa Bay power play. You are seeing the talent there again from Kucherov and Gensel, of course. And you even take a look at a guy like Darren Radish, who really isn't being looked at as much by a lot of people. He's not really getting a lot of recognition for the work that he's done with Tampa Bay. He's nearly a point per game this year. 44 games played, 13 goals, 30 assists, 43 points. This is a guy who previously, obviously, is a full-time Tampa Bay Lightning player, has been here for a couple of years, already surpassed his career high in goals, is 1 assist away from tying his career high in assists, and already passed his career high in points. He's had a phenomenal season this year. You take a look in terms of the scores in the entire NHL, Radish now ranks in the top 5 for scoring of a defenseman. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy how phenomenal Darren Radish has been, and it's been great hockey here that we've seen so far from him tonight. And he gives the Bolts a 1-0 lead. As for the Mammoth, again, struggling, of course. Not the ideal start that you wanted to get there, and again, you give up a lot of power play goals. It's going to happen. You give a lot of power play chances. You're eventually going to hit. With a team like Tampa Bay that has so many dangerous tools in their toolbox, you were bound to allow one. So, there you go. All right, gonna upload a clip here to the commentary or to the YouTube channel. And then we will go over the other games around the NHL as well as the future games coming up as well. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. As always, subscribe down below if you're new. San Francisco Giants signed Harrison Bader today. Sadly, one of my favorite Phillies last year. I'm a Philly sports fan, by the way. But one of my favorite Phillies last year when he came to Philadelphia. Very beloved, was there for his first home run. All right, sorry about that. Other scores around the NHL going on here in the league. Again, 3 other games going on. We got Oilers and Ducks that just started. Flyers, Islanders, and Rangers, Bruins are corresponding with us. It's a 3-2 lead for Boston at the end of 40 minutes of play. Morgan Geekie with a goal midway through the second period made it a 3-2 lead for the Bruins. Islanders and Flyers, it's not going good for the Flyers. 3-0 lead for New York. Goals from Pajot, Barzal, and D'Angelo. It's a multi-point game for Barzal. And it's a 3-0 lead for New York. You also see Ducks and Oilers just started, but an NHL debut for the likes of, and I'm already forgetting his name, but an NHL debut for the likes of Josh Szymanski, who is playing tonight for the Oilers. So, pretty cool stuff there. All right, next up, we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule here. Just give us a couple more moments. And then we'll do a little quick breakdown as well as of the Carson Soucy to the Islanders trade as well, because that broke as we were streaming here as well. All right, 1-0 Bolts at the end of 40 minutes of play. Let's take a look at the goaltender stats real quick before we get into the future games coming up. Karel Vejmelka, 15 saves on 16 shots, .938 save percentage. Played very well during that stretch. On Tampa Bay side, Vasilevsky, 20 saves on 20 shots. He's had a pretty much perfect game here so far tonight. Tampa Bay did a great job at hemming the Bolts, or hemming the Mammoth in their own zone, especially on that power play. Utah had a shot at .854 in that second period, and they were unable to get anything else to go their way. So they are pretty much have gone, what is that, 12 minutes almost, just a little bit under that without a shot. Not great. Not great. And that shot at that came from right down low, but after that 8th shot on that power play, the Mammoth really kind of hemmed, or the Lightning kind of hemmed Tampa Bay, or Utah in their own zone. All right, sorry, just uploading the reel here really quick. That's on the channel. Is Jack McBain coming in? Yeah, McBain's in. Have a good evening, Bond. Saw Mark McGuire hit a 545 home run dead to center, Old Busch Stadium. Yeah, those are the core memories, huh? That's definitely a core memory. All right, second intermission here, still in Tampa Bay. We got about 5 minutes, it says, till the start of the third period. Let's take a look at the upcoming games here tomorrow in the NHL. Excuse me. As the upcoming schedule loads here on my screen. Should probably had it pulled up right away, but you guys know me. Sometimes I'm very unprofessional. Sometimes I'm professional. I'm only half professional. That's what I like to call myself. All right, tomorrow's set of games. You start off with Predators at the Bruins at 7 o'clock Eastern time. All times are at Eastern time. Sabres, Maple Leafs. That's a big game there at 7 o'clock. Golden Knights and Canadiens at 7. Kings and Red Wings at 7. Patrick Kane looking to break the all-time American record for most points. Mike Madonna holds that record. I believe Kane is tied with him, so he could break that record in Detroit tomorrow. Utah on a back-to-back. They will play against Florida tomorrow at 7 o'clock, so they will travel a little bit down south to Sunrise, Florida, to take on the Panthers. Jets and Devils as well is also on the slate here. Jets looking to bounce back from that loss against Detroit. That was not pretty. Stars and Blues at 8 o'clock Eastern time as well. That'll be a good game. That's on ESPN+. Blackhawks and Wild, 8 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be Bedard versus Kaprizov. Followed by the later games, you have Sharks and Canucks. Seeing Kiefer Sherwood, if he's even playing, return to his former club. And then Capitals versus Kraken is also the later game there on the slate. So 10 games there on the Tuesday nights. Should be a fun night of hockey once again. Again, for Utah, obviously, you want to come into that game fresh. And sometimes, I even said this with the Ottawa thing. I know Utah is traveling, but I will say this. Sometimes it is a little bit of a benefit to have that travel. Or not have that travel. Have that back-to-back where you your legs are rested, you feel, or your legs are not rested, your legs are more loose, you feel a lot more like, you're into it. Sometimes the back-to-back is positive. But for a team with travel, sometimes it's not as good. But we'll see what happens there for Utah. Lightning don't play till Thursday. They're hosting the Jets at 7 o'clock. We'll be live that day for Canadiens Avalanche and Ducks Canucks is our later game there on the slate. Thought about doing Stars and Golden Knights, but I've done the Golden Knights literally 1,000 times this season. So I decided let's do a couple other teams that we haven't done as much. And I do need to make up for the Anaheim stream that I missed as well. So going back here to present date. Second intermission here in Tampa Bay. Got about 3 minutes, it says, till the start of the third period. Very, very exciting. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Trying to get to 5K subscribers. We are coming up on 4,400. We're a little under 30 away. So I appreciate all the support you guys have given me the last couple weeks. It's been awesome. All right, third period coming up after this commercial break. Give my voice a chance to rest here for a moment. What's up, Ronald? Welcome to the stream. Oh, yeah. Do what Justin said. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, liking the stream helps out with more people finding it, so, or more people finding the stream, so appreciate all the support from you guys tonight. It means a lot. Got hopefully a very exciting third period coming up. And we should break down the trade really quick. Carson Soucy dealt to the New York Rangers in exchange for a third-round pick. Very interesting for the Islanders. It's like a soft buy in a way. They pick up another defenseman there to bolster their blue line. Should be interesting as long maybe they can extend him. I didn't really expect that crazy of deadline moves from the Islanders. I think this is probably the last thing they do, but what's funny about it is it's the fourth time ever that the Islanders and the Rangers have made a trade. And the Islanders have been around for, 50 years now at this point, so it's crazy, but it's not surprising. Because, again, you don't really see teams within the same state of each other working a trade. Like, you don't see Philadelphia and Pittsburgh making trades all the time. You don't see Toronto and Ottawa making deals all the time. You don't see any of the California teams making deals with each other. It's not common. So, but there will be a video furthermore on the Soucy trade. But before then, we got to get into the third period here between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Utah Mammoth here live from Tampa Bay. Are we ready to go? Yeah, we are. Third period coming up in just a moment. Second period recap. Goals were scored by Darren Radish and only Darren Radish on the power play. And the Lightning have the 1-0 lead. Stats through 40. Shots 2018 Utah. Face-off percentage 52% in favor of the Mammoth. Penalties. Mammoth are 0 for 2 on the power play. Bolts are 1 for 3. Hits are 14-12 Utah. Block shots 16-3 in favor of the Bolts. Here in this one tonight. What's up, Hot Take Hockey? John, how we doing? And glad to see you here, bro. Hope all's doing well with you. I know your Leafs are not doing that great, but I hope besides that you're doing good. All right. Started a little bit too early, but 5v5 here to start off this period again. Second of two meetings here tonight between these two teams. It's two very important points on the line. The Bolts are looking to get back into sole possession of first place in the Atlantic Division. They are a point back of Detroit. Utah 3 points ahead of the teams that are chasing them in the wild card race. They're looking to get 2 points there to pursue their spot even more. Here we go, period number 3 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Utah Mammoth is officially underway. Face-off is a tie-up here at center. It's played back then for Radish. Very long suspense between underway. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. Down low here in the Utah zone, trying to clear the one around as Krause kept in the zone though by the Bolts. Radish fires it, and it goes wide of edgy. Played back over, a shot is blocked as it goes up in the air. Stays in play. Radish on the right side, fires it again, it goes wide. Cleared all the way back to center. Racing for it then is Moser. Here in the Tampa Bay zone, Moser has the puck for the Bolts. Here's Yanni Gord. Taking it now through center. It's Dominic James dumping it into the zone. Now behind the net, James battling for that puck. Sergachev takes it back for the Mammoth. Bank to center. Here's Carcone. Into the zone. Fires it, gloved by Vasilevsky, who appears to be locked in tonight. That's the first shot for Utah since the 8-minute mark of this second period. Looking at the upcoming schedule here for Tampa Bay, we mentioned Utah. They take on the Jets on Thursday. Then on Sunday, they take on the Bruins in the Stadium Series, and we will be live for that game. So stay tuned for that. Another Bolt stream coming up on Sunday. Go Mammoth, love to hear that. Face off here in the Lightning zone, won by Utah. Sergachev, down low, Dursey, fires it. It goes off of a body in front and cleared all the way back to center. Utah gets it back. Off the boards now, Tanev holds it here in the Mammoth end, trying to move that one through center. Barrett Hayden comes into the zone, pass back over then for Boots. Boots, cross-ice pass to Dursey. Dursey sends it down low then for Peterka. Peterka to Hayden. Down low, Peterka trying to play a puck to center. Hagel attempting to get that one back here on the right side. Up top, Hayden fires it. It goes wide of Vasilevsky. Played to center then. Stolen back then by the Bolts. Here's Kucherov now through center. Banked off the boards. Barrett Hayden battling for that puck. Slid back down low. And Sergachev has it here for Utah. Dursey into the zone. Deking it in now, goes just wide. Now plays it back behind the net then. Gunther up to the point to Schmidt. Schmidt dumps it down low for Carcone. Back then over for McBain. Carcone trying to get that puck back. Stolen back by the Bolts. Mammoth keep it in. Gunther trying to get that puck free down low. Lightning are doing a good job at keeping things mostly in the offensive zone. The Mammoth only one shot since their last power play. Here's Carcone now dumping it into the zone. It goes off the pad of Vasilevsky. Here in the corner now, Gunther battling for that puck. Carcone trying to get that one free as well. Off the boards, it's Nick Paul. Trying to jab that one away then is Finley, who's back on the ice. Radish. Down low then for Moser, who will backhand that one into the zone. Mammoth get it back and regroup in their own end. Keller. Down low. Schmidt. Back to Keller. Keller to Schmidt now. Breaks it through center. Keller through the zone. Pass back to Schmaltz. Schmaltz Up top. Loops it back around to the point. Sergachev a shot. And it goes wide. Bolts try and get it back here to center. Mammoth take it back. Here they come now. Schmaltz to Keller. Keller to Schmaltz. Schmaltz gets tied up here now down low, trying to break that one free. And puck is tied up here on the left side. Trying to get it free there is Keller. Bank back up to the point. Sergachev. Up top, Marino. Marino down low to Keller. Keller comes in. Dekes around. Pass over. And too much traffic in front. Cleared all the way back into the Mammoth zone. Sergachev now dumps it behind the net. Cleared to center. Keller back over then for Gord. Gord to Gensel. Shoots it. Blocked once again. Banked off the boards. Up to the point to Radish. Radish to Gord. Gonzalez tried to throw a pass to center. Could not convert. Bank back into the Utah end. Off the boards, DeSimone back to Dursey. Play to center. Racing for it then is Yamamoto trying to get to that puck. Stolen back then by the Bolts here in their own zone. Dominic James plays that one back down low. I guess that one shot for Utah did not actually register. Mammoth now bringing it through the zone. Big hit there at center. Here they come into the zone. DeSimone. Pass up to the point. Shot. And it goes off of a body in front of that. That might have got on Vasilevsky, but regardless, he makes the save. Here's Hayden now, who dumps it into the Tampa Bay zone. Cleared around now behind the net, or at least they try to. Crozier over then for James, who backhands it to center. Hagel trying to bring that one through. Kucherov, pass back. Crozier into the zone, and it goes wide. Kucherov down low behind the net to Hagel. Hagel pass to the point, and it goes into the glove of Vejmelka. So nice chance there for Tampa Bay. We got about 14 and a half minutes to go in this third period. Not a lot of whistles. That 6 minutes went fast. And Tampa Bay still with the 1-0 lead off of the Radish chance in front. And Sergachev getting some tending too. Looks like he's in some pain. Face off in the Mammoth end. It's McBain versus Sorelli. Down low now, Sergachev on the bench. Former Tampa Bay Lightning. Was a member of the Stanley Cup champions a couple years ago. At the point, Crozier back to Carlisle. A shot goes wide of Vejmelka and out of play. Sorry about that. A little tired. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, like the stream. As well as that too. Subscribe down below if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it. Face off here now in the Mammoth zone. One back down low. Dursey banks it off the boards to center. Now Gunther racing for it. Stolen back then by Sorelli. Sorelli to Kucherov. Tried playing it down low. Shot saved by Vejmelka. And back over then for Hagel. Hagel up to the point then. Crozier a shot tipped. And out of play. And Brandon Hagel puts his hands on his helmet. As he was... thought for sure that would have been able to go in. But Bolts cannot convert. They're still getting chances again. For the Mammoth. Not exactly what you want. Need to get the puck down the other way. Hagel nearly had a... put his hand to his face. He's like, there's no way I didn't get that. Face off here in the Utah zone. Shots 22-18. James versus McBain. What's up, John? Welcome to the stream. Face-off here now won by the Bolts. At the point, Carlisle looks, dumps it down low. Go Lightning, love to hear that. Here's Gensel now behind the net. Gensel, down low to James. James to the point, shot. Blocked in front there. Mammoth take it back. Here they come through the zone. It's Dylan Gunther. Gunther dekes in, loses the puck. And Bolts regain control. Here they come the other way. Gonzalez into the zone to Gensel. Gensel back to Gonzalez. And it's poke check by Marino. Now the Mammoth take it back. 2-on-2. Gunther into the zone to center. Dekes around. Pass over. Just wide for Carcone, who nearly had the backdoor feed, but missed the net. Lightning get it back. They will clear it all the way to center. Now DeSimone will regroup here now in the Tampa Bay end. And dump back into the Bolts zone. Behind the net now, Moser. With 13 minutes to go here in this third period. Moser to Chernak. Chernak will dump it into the Mammoth end. Banked around now behind the net over for Keller. Keller to center. DeSimone battling for that puck. Broken up free then by Gord. Gord into the zone. Cleared around now behind the net. Now Krause trying to bank that one down low. Gord gets it back behind the net. Fed up to the point, Radish. Down low, Gord off the boards. Trying to throw a wraparound pass there. And stolen back by the Mammoth, who try to break it out to center. They'll get it there successfully. And now Tampa Bay waits in their own zone. 12:20 left to go in the third period. Shots are 22-18 overall. 2-1 Utah in this period. Bolts have the 1-0 lead. Here's Kucherov now, breaking it through center. Kucherov, cross-ice pass, broken up then by the Mammoth. Peterka comes through the zone now to Hayden. Drop back up to center. Utah dumps it into the Tampa Bay zone. Played back down low by Cirelli. Cirelli over there then for Crozier. Through center, dumped into the zone by Carlisle. Behind the net then, Dursey battling for it with Cirelli. Hagel will try and keep that one in. It's played ahead then with speed. Sergachev, cross-ice pass to Peterka. Can't keep that puck on his stick. Carlisle takes it back. He will dump that one all the way back into the Utah zone. Try to throw a pass up then for Tanev. It's stolen back by Chernak, who keeps it in the zone. It's been a lot of Bolts here so far. Not a ton of shots to report on, but a lot of Tampa Bay. Here's Schmidt battling forward with Finley. Cleared down low. Tampa gets it back to the point. Stolen back then by Utah. Tanev tries to bank it to center. Stolen back then by Paul. Nick Paul banks it off the boards. Down low then Bjorkstrand. Oliver Bjorkstrand comes in. Dekes around to the point. Paul trying to bring that one into the zone. Finley cleared around now behind the net. Back up to the point. Bolts will shoot it on. It goes wide. Back then, Radish's shot gloved by Vizmelka once again. We are nearly halfway through the third period. 10:45 left to go. The Lightning lead 1-0 in this close nail-biter of a game. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. We will be back on Wednesday for Islanders and Rangers. That will be our game on Wednesday. Thursday will be Canadiens Avalanche, which will be our Canadiens Nordiques special, followed by Ducks and Canucks. All right. Tomorrow, we got a new video on the channel. It's our rookie review. Reviewing all the rookies so far this season. We do a monthly rookie review every month. So that will be tomorrow's video. So stay tuned for that. No commentaries tomorrow. I have work. Well, actually, no, I have my girlfriend's senior night. So I'm going to that. All right, 10.5 minutes to go here in this third period. All right. Face-off coming here now in the Utah zone. Shots 22-19 in favor of the Mammoth. But it's Tampa Bay who has the 1-0 lead halfway through the third period. Here's McBain now versus James. And now taking the draw here. Face-off is won by Utah and blown dead due to a face-off violation. Face-off here in the Mammoth zone still. They checking the clock. Here is the clock was messed up. All right, now we're back. McBain versus James. Face-off won by Utah. It's been a tight game here tonight as we approach the halfway mark of this third period. Here's McBain into the zone, trying to deke that one around, trying to get the shot on. Saved by Vazzy with the pad. Now off the boards, Gonzalez. Off the boards, Carlisle. Cleared into the zone now. It's DeSimone. Trying to bank that one to center. Off the boards now, Cole. Cole through the neutral zone now. It's McBain. Stolen back then by Tampa Bay. Now Carcone to Gunther. Gunther to Cole. Cole to Gunther. Dumps it into the Tampa Bay zone. Down low now, Moser. Off the boards, it's cross-ice pass for Crozier. Back over then for Girgensons a shot. And that one deflects up and wide. Here's a breakaway the other way. It's Keller into the zone. 1-0. Saved by Vasilevsky. All of the sudden, Clayton Keller on a 1-0 the other way. And denied by Vasilevsky, who has played phenomenal here tonight for the Bolts. Shots are 25-20. In the zone now, drop back to Schmaltz. Schmaltz over to Krause. Krause to Keller. And that one goes up and out of play. And we will head back to commercial break. And with as always, thank you all for tuning into the channel. Go Mammoth, go Mammoth, go Mammoth. Go Bolts, go Bolts, go Bolts. Stretch him real quick. Really close game tonight. Well played from both sides for sure. You look at the goaltender stats here once again. You look on one side with Karel Vizmelka. 20 saves on 21 shots, .952 save percentage. On the other side, Vasilevsky, perfect game, 25 saves on 25 shots. He's played very, very well tonight. And looking to hold down that game here and get his team the win. 9:20 left to go. Keller was on a 1-0 breakaway the other way as kind of weighted back. Puck came up to him. Sent on a 1-0 there into the zone. Deked in and tried to go back, tried to go 5-hole on Vasilevsky, but could not put it through. All right, 9:20 left to go here in the third period. Face-off. Coming up now in the Tampa Bay zone. Shots 25-21. It's Hayden versus Cirelli. They will kick Cirelli out. They will put Hagel in. And we'll resume play. Face-off. One back. It's a tie-up at center. Mammoth trying to get it back. It's Boot. Down low for Hayden. Barrett Hayden here now in the corner. Back to Hagel, who attempts to bank it off the boards. Slid back it to center ice. Marino for Schmidt. Back over to Hayden. Stolen back then by the Bolts. Now Hagel battling for that puck. Hayden cross ice over then to Peterka. Peterka coming into the zone. Peterka gets knocked off the puck. Kucherov battling for it. He will flick that one way up in the air and all the way back to center. Down low now, it's Marino, who drops it back for Schmidt. Schmidt to Hayden. Hayden gets knocked off the puck. Then it's Cirelli who will bank that one all the way off the boards to center. Now Marino back to Cole. Cole back to Marino. Through center now, it's Hayden regrouping here in the Utah zone. Gunther backhands it down low. It slides in on Vasilevsky, who just decides to cover with 8:17 to go and some more pushing and shoving as these two teams just showing that they are not a fan of each other. Breaking news today as well, San Jose Sharks goalie prospect Joshua Ravensbergen has committed to Michigan State. Showing off Declan Carlisle, 3 points in 30 games this season with Tampa Bay. Face-off now in the Lightning zone, cleared all the way out to center, at least they tried to. Now down low, Carcone. Takes it around now behind the net. Carcone with 8 minutes to go. Feeds it up to the point. DeSimone fires it. Backhand denied by Vasilevsky on the rebound attempt. He stuck his pad out and kept it out. Into the zone now. Cole. Banked off the boards here. Here's Carcone with speed. Carcone back to Gunther. Gunther down low. Broken up by Tampa. Shots are 26-21, live less than 8 minutes to go. Vasilevsky playing absolutely brilliant here tonight. Dumped into the Utah zone. Sergachev will clear that one all the way to center. Racing for it then with speed as Carcone tried to play that one ahead. Stolen back then by the Bolts. Gord loops it back around. Intercepted there to center. Now Moser dumps it down low. Schmaltz up then for Sergachev. Intercepted by Tampa Bay at their own blue line. Now Gord brings it in. Gord tried to throw past to Holmberg at center. And it did not go through. Under 7 minutes to play. Schmaltz breaks it through center. Pass back to Keller. Keller tried to throw a cross-ice pass. Ends up turning it over. Now a penalty coming up here against the Bolts. And a huge power play upcoming here for Utah with 6:44 remaining. And this is a massive opportunity here for the Mammoth that comes off of a interference call on Zagmus Girgensons. You have 2,500 on the Mammoth? You better hope they score on this power play, dude. Oh my gosh. Shots are 26-21. Face-off will come here in the Utah zone. Mammoth are 0 for 2 with 4 shots. Here we go. Face-off won by Utah. Schmaltz to Sergachev. Back to Keller at the point to Gunther. Gunther, down low then for Schmaltz. Schmaltz tries to feed it up to center. It's intercepted by the Bolts. Here's Cirelli. Shorthanded, gets knocked off the puck. Now Hagel battling for it with Krause. Puck is cleared. Back over then for Keller. Keller, what a tape. What a play by Moser. He puts it into his own team's bench. But that's the play you got to do. We just crossed over the 1,000 view mark on this stream. Thank you all so much for that. I really appreciate it. As always. Face-off coming up here now outside of the Tampa Bay zone. Won by the Bolts. Played back into the Utah zone. Sergachev off the boards now to Keller. 1:30 to go. Keller brings it in. Drops it back. Gunther. Pass back to Schmaltz. Schmaltz warps it around then down low to Hayden. Hayden at the point then to Sergachev. To Keller. Keller to Hayden. Hayden to Keller. Keller down low. Hayden at the goal line now. Back to Keller at the point. Keller. Saucer pass is a turnover. Now Gord brings it back. Played down low. And cleared the other way by the Mammoth. Or by Tampa. Halfway through the Utah power play. Gord doing a very good job shorthanded here to not really give Utah that much room. Now Carcone breaks it through center. Krause comes in. They go offsides. So there you go. Face off here now outside of the Tampa Bay zone. Hagel versus Krause. Battle off here off the face-off. Krause will give it down low. Dursey. Pass then for Carcone, who dumps it into the zone. 30 seconds to go on the Utah power play as we approach crunch time. The final 5 minutes of a close hockey game. Here's Boot battling for it then with Carlisle as they hold it against the boards. Time ticking away here. Less than 5 minutes to go in the third. Puck is still tied up. Multiple players jabbing at it as the power play time ticks down. Trying to get it loose. And finally it comes free. Peterka tries to throw a pass to center. Power play is over. At the point now, Dursey down low. A shot. Saved by Vazzy on Boot. Keep an eye out now for Vizmelka. 4.5 minutes to go. Bolts get it. They will clear to center. Dursey will drop it back then down low for Schmidt. Schmidt dumps it into the zone. Bolts get it back. They will clear it. Here they come the other way. It's Gensel. 1-on-0 into the zone. Pass up to the point. James' a shot. Gloved by Vizmelka. Karel Vizmelka making huge saves on one side. Vasilevsky making big stops on the other. 4:13 left in the third. Lightning lead 1-0. It's been an incredibly close game here tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in as always. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. It's been a phenomenal hockey game here tonight. Great. Well played one here by the Utah Mammoth and the Bolts. I would keep an eye out for Vizmelka. Mammoth will try and pull to get that extra skater out there on the ice. Eyes are itchy. Stretching. All right, back here in Tampa Bay, taking a look at the most wins by goalies this season. We highlighted it in the pregame. Vizmelka first at 25. Vasilevsky second at 22. These are two of the better goalies in the NHL. And two of the hottest teams in the league. Lightning looking to put some more offense here on Utah. Face-off. Won by the Bolts. Kucherov to Crozier. Shoots it. Tipped. Gloved by Veggie. And Karel Vizmelka, even though he allowed the only goal in this game, still is playing a very good game nonetheless. 22 saves on 23 shots. He's been great. And I think, again, that's something you can be very happy with. You look at these two goaltenders here in live commentary streams. Vasilevsky, 904 in 6 commentaries, 5-1, a 2.17 goals against. And a check to the face there by Carcone on Crozier. And there was no call on the play. That's a bad miss. Poke check there now. Kucherov played back to Hagel. Hagel to center. Blocked. Picked back up then by the Mammoth. Carcone. Try to feed a centering pass. Puck goes up. And into the Lightning bench. And hopefully Crozier's okay. Karel Vizmelka in live commentary streams has an .865. Some pretty brutal save percentages in there. With a 2-2-1 record in 5 commentaries. With a 2.6 goals against. Hopefully, Vizmelka with this save percentage can improve his overall Watch of Nordic numbers. Because they're overall not that great. Face-off here, won back then by the Bolts. Radish cleared all the way back to center. Bolts trying to dump it down low. 3.5 minutes to go in the third period. Keep an eye out for Vizmelka. When the Mammoth get the chance, they will pull him. Down low now, Sergachev back for Durzi. Durzi races now through center. Pass off the board. Sergachev will dump it into the Lightning zone. Vasilevsky out of his own net. Will backhand that one around then down low for Radish. Radish now with Schmaltz. Schmaltz behind the net. Pass over. Blocked by Girgensons is Durzi. Here's Sergachev at the point. Sergachev circles back around. 5-on-5 still. Less than 3 minutes to go in the third. Sergachev to Keller. Keller backhands it down low then to Kraus. Kraus for Durzi. Durzi now Schmaltz battling for it then is Radish. Kraus battling for it in the corner. Banked off the boards to Gord, who will flick it to center. And I think we have a penalty coming up here as Radish was hit into the boards outside of the play. And things have gotten pretty fierce. Here is Radish is getting into it with Kraus, and Radish was hit into the boards hard. And let's see this replay of this hit. And it was away from the play. The puck was at center. And down low here in the corner, Girgensons with a great shift there. Hit Durzi. He was down. Then Kraus was going at it with Radish. Kraus knocks him down to the ground. Are we getting a penalty here? Yes. against Utah. Tampa Bay power play coming up. So a huge advantage here for the Bolts as Darren Radish draws another penalty there in his phenomenal campaign. Now the Bolts will head to the power play with 2:31 left to go. This is the worst possible time for Utah to take a penalty if they really wanted to come back in this game. Torgny yelling at his boys. Face-off will come up here in the Utah zone. So it's a 2-minute power play with 2.5 minutes to go. So the Mammoth will realistically only get like 30 seconds of actual 6-on-5 time. Face-off stays in the Tampa Bay zone as puck was cleared there by the Mammoth. Yeah, Islanders shut out the Flyers. Good thing I didn't do that game. Here's Cirelli versus Stenlund. Face-off won by the Bolts. They will just clear it back down low. Here's Radish. He will take it behind his own net. Again, like Tampa Bay's leading. They don't really need to pressure that much. Radish. Back to Kucherov. Bjorkstrand dumps it down low. Radish here. Pass in front. Hagel fumbles the puck. Gensel gets it back. Down low. Hagel, a shot gloved by Vejmelka. Still in play. Cleared by the Mammoth. Less than 2 minutes to go here in this third period. Radish drops it back then to Gensel. Gensel played forward then. Hagel. Pass back into the zone. Bjorkstrand. Comes down low. Hagel. Looks over. Kucherov shoots it wide. Hagel a shot. And it slides just wide of the net. Nearly made it a 2-0 game. Down low now. Utah trying to get that puck back. Hagel to Bjorkstrand. Kucherov. Holds the puck now down low the goal line. Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov to Gensel. Gensel to Kucherov. Kucherov off of Vejmelka down low. Bank back up to the point. Kucherov gets it back. Approaching the final minute of regulation. Kucherov to Bjorkstrand. Back to Kucherov. To Radish. Clear down low now. Hagel. Back to Gensel. Last minute of play in regulation. Gensel pass over. Just wide for Hagel. Wrap around. Kept out of play. What a save by Vejmelka. And at some point, you just got to tip your hat. Holy crap. Karel Vejmelka. What a stop. It's an absolute goalie show here in Tampa Bay. Hagel had a wide open net. Vejmelka reached his glove back over. Absolutely incredible. And Hagel had an empty net. It was flicked in the air with a good stick by Marino. And he keeps that puck out. 52 seconds left to play in period number 3. Radish to Kucherov to Moser. Cirelli fires it. Goes in! Brandon Hagel! 2-0 Tampa Bay! Power play goal. And honestly, that should do it. Brandon Hagel with 45 seconds left. Tucks one past Vejmelka, who I got to admit has had an incredible game. Again, it's been an incredible game here by both goaltenders. Vejmelka just sadly gets the short end of the stick. And Brandon Hagel, actually that may not even be his goal. I don't even know if he touches that in front. This might be Cirelli's goal. I don't think Hagel touches that before it crosses the goal line. It might be. I'm not sure. So that should seal a Tampa Bay win here as time winds down. 38 seconds to go. Utah will take it back now with speed. Pass up then for Keller. Keller now in the zone. Gord picks it up. Played back over then for Holmberg into the zone. Shoots it on Veggie, who makes the save. Played back to the right side. 20 seconds left. Holmberg to the point. Moser a shot. Rebounds over there. Gloved by Vejmelka. With 15 seconds to go. Now Sergachev getting into it with Holmberg. Tensions have flared. The referees are saying, hey, you ain't fighting. Oh, boy. What a game this has been tonight. Not sure who the goal will be credited to. It's not on my screen yet. It looks like it will be Brandon Hagel's goal. Assisted by Moser and Cirelli. And that should be the sealing game-winning goal. Well, I guess the first goal was the game-winning goal. That should be the icing on the cake. It's Hagel's 26th of the season. And what a physical game for sure. As Sergachev threw some punches on Girgensons. He got ejected, I believe, out of this game. So he's just gone. Referees trying to decide the penalties here. This really shouldn't be that difficult. Just kick those guys out 5-on-5 for 15 more seconds in this third period. All right, here are the penalties. Maybe. Sergachev, double minor for roughing, 2 minutes for cross-checking. So, 15 seconds left in the third period. Just some penalties to add to the end of your stat sheet. With 15.3 seconds left to play here in this third period. It's Brandon Hagel from Cirelli and Moser. Darren Radish from Kucherov and Gensel. No multi-point games here tonight. Face-off will come outside of the Utah zone. Shots are 28-26. What a well-played game. Face-off won by the Mammoth. Cole banks it off the boards. It'll go down on Vasilevsky, who will shoot that one around. 10 seconds left. Time winds down. Finley will bank it off the boards. And I don't get to say this often, but a shutout here in a live commentary stream. A 2-0 win for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Andrei Vasilevsky becomes the 11th player in live commentary history to get a shutout, and the third this season. Goals by Brandon Hagel and Darren Radish, and the Tampa Bay Lightning get the 2-0 win. Vasilevsky here with a 28-save shutout. Again, the 11th goaltender to receive that mark. This is the first shutout since mid-November in a matchup between Dallas and Montreal, where Casey DeSmith got a shutout. And Vasilevsky joins Silovs and DeSmith for shutouts this season in live commentary streams. And we make some more records in history here tonight. 2-0 win for the Bolts here in Tampa Bay. All right, that'll do it for me tonight, folks. Thank you all for your ever-continuing support. This was one hell of a commentary stream. I appreciate all your guys' support. A lot of fights, a lot of saves, couple goals, and a win here for Tampa Bay. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back on Wednesday for Islanders and Rangers. That should be a great game as well. All right, that'll do it for me. Thank you one last time, and I will see you guys in the next stream.